Hey! This is my first time recording a video with my new hair, and I've never had hair this short, so it's really weird, and it's fun, and it's so much it's so much easier to manage than these big weird long locks that I had before, and I really like it, and I'm really happy about it. And the blue is a new thing too. I've gone pretty much every color with the rainbow, except like I think yellow or orange, because I don't really like those colors. But I've never gone dark blue. I've always gone like really bright colors. I got in trouble for it at work, so I'm gonna have to dye it again. So later today I'm gonna dye it black, but I just wanted to record a video with the blue because I really like it. This is so fun! And I cut it myself. I'm really proud of that. I cut it by myself and I dyed it by myself. I've been dyeing my hair for a long time, but I've never cut my hair by myself before. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm really excited. Well, the stream was really fun. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I apologize for the shitty audio quality. I didn't realize that my laptop mic was that bad. When I tested it out, it wasn't that bad, so I don't know what the fuck happened. But only a few people actually showed up, so it's okay. I was gonna play like all endings, but I guess the stream health was really bad and it kept buffering. And like when I checked on it, it was really behind. It was very laggy, so I didn't want people to have to deal with that. Feel like years from now I want to like look back and be like, oh, that was my first stream and it was really awful, and look how far I've come, hopefully. Oh, speaking of which, I just passed 11 subscribers. That's so weird to me. Like there's 11 whole people who like went to my channel, and it's so stupid because that's not that many people, but it's still like, that's still 11 people. But I don't know, I think it feels kind of cool. I like it. That makes me feel really good. I don't know, maybe I'm just a cheeseball, but I'm just really happy that happened. But I don't know, I was just thinking back to I've had Tumblr for about, oh god, since I was probably 12 years old. 12 or 13, so that's about 8 years. And it hasn't been the same account the whole time. Like I've been on Tumblr, but this one I've had at least since 2011. Like I remember when I first made it, and I would get so excited if someone liked a post of mine, and if they reblogged it, I like had a conniption. And I was so excited. Now like I go through, it's like, oh, like 10,000 people just, you know, reblogging something. It's not like they're sharing my stuff. I mean, my original content is sometimes liked, but it's mostly my friends. At this point, I have almost 750 followers on Tumblr, and I'm like, I've just gotten so used to having so many followers on there that, because it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it matters, but like, it's not like, I'm sure most of them are porn bots. It's not like they see me and they're like, oh, this is this really cool person who I want to follow because they're so fun and they, you know, they're a really great person that I want to hang out with. Like, it's because I share content that they like that was made by other people. And it's not my original content, that's the thing. It's just me being myself and sharing things that I like. You know, once in a while someone will like, someone will get really excited about a post. Like one time I made a post that got really, really popular. I think last I checked, I looked it up the other day, it had like 50,000 something notes, I think. And it was so stupid because when it blew up, it was, so the post was, I don't know what inspired it, but I wrote this post that was like, oh, what if there's like a movie where this person falls in love with death, and so they commit murder to like get close to them, and then death is like, hey, let's go out for a coffee, you know? And then of course the supernatural people got a hold of it, and then the red dude, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, way to make me feel like an unoriginal piece of poop. I don't know, I was just looking back through that the other day, and actually a lot of people reblogged it with like little fictions they'd written, little, like there were fan art, like comics and shit based on that. And there was like this really big artist who works for Disney and shit who made a little comic like based on, like attached to my post that's like based on that. That's so cool. And I remember not one, I think like 2 or 3 people messaged me saying, hey, I really like that idea, can I use it for an English project at school? And like, I had them show it to me, and they showed me these really cool stories that they'd submitted for grades at school. And like, that is so wild to me, that they liked this idea that I had, and so they made stuff based on it, and that was like the coolest period in my life. And I peaked at that point. Lately it's been weird because I had someone message me on Twitter and was like, oh yeah, I really like your writing on AO3, and you were mentioned in the Trash Goblin podcast, and I know, I really like your stuff. I'm like, what? Like, I just make shitty little fics in the corner, like in my free time, while I'm trying to procrastinate on stuff I should be doing, and people like it, and I'm proud of it, like I've worked really hard on it, but people like it, and like people comment on it, they're like, oh, I didn't like this character until I saw you write it, or oh, I love the way you took this concept, and I'm like, oh my god! What? I've gotten a little bit of a big head because twice now I've been mentioned in the Trash Goblin podcast. So if you don't listen to it, please go listen to it. I'll link it in the description. It's on SoundCloud. It's Ethan from Current Gameplays, and then Andrew from, he just does his thing. It's just Andrew. They're friends, so they just have a podcast that they talk about, and you can email them questions, and sometimes they'll answer questions. So I sent them this really long, stupid email, and it was like 1 in the morning, and I regret sending it in so many ways, because it was just like me rambling on about shit from high school, and I don't know, just like telling stories about high school, which I'm sure they don't care about, and they didn't feel like reading because they're very busy men. But like at the end I attached a bunch of pictures of my dogs, and so I think it was like episode 14, they were like, oh, someone sent us pictures of their dogs, Abby Milanus, and I'm like, that's not how you pronounce my last name, but it's okay. It's Melonis, by the way. Because I had listened to episode 14, heard them, and I tweeted that picture, I'm like, oh, my dogs say thank you, and I attached a picture of my puppies, and Andrew was like, oh yeah, someone sent us a picture of the 3 dogs on the bed, and then he looked up and he said, humble parate, and I'm like, it's humble pirate, it's a pun, but okay. That made me really happy, because they're like the big leagues, you know, and they read my tweets and my email, and I tweeted them, and I made a tweet, and I was like, I've been mentioned in the Trash Goblin podcast twice now, and Andrew has mispronounced my name both times. I deserve some kind of compensation or something like that. And he tweeted me, and he was like, something like a sorry, Andrew's working on his pronunciation, but we don't have faith in him. And then there was like a typo, so they like corrected. He's like, we're working on our typing or something. I'm like, I don't know. It sort of like drives home that these are real people who actually like interact with the world, and the shit that I made and the shit that I said. Like, I just showed them pictures of my dogs, and that made them happy, so they talked about it. Like, I'm not articulating well at all. I'm so tired. I couldn't sleep at all last night, and I'm just really stressed. This is my first day off in a long time, and I'm trying to use it to get my capstone proposal done. And my problem, I've probably said this before, so what I'm working on, I'm a history major, and this semester is my last semester of college ever. And so a capstone it's like a senior paper. It's like when you're about to graduate, you have to write a big paper that sort of encompasses all the skills you've learned in college. It's weird for me because most of my studies have revolved around colonial history, mainly colonial America. And this is weird because I'm doing 20th century history. And it's weird for me because there are people alive who know this. And so what I'm writing about the Mexican student movement in 1968. So mainly around the Tlatelolco massacre and then the 1968 Olympics, and I'm sort of examining the labor movements, communism and socialism, and student groups have worked to affect so much political change in the grander scheme of things. And I'm focusing on 1968 in Mexico, but I'm also going to be tying it to the movements in the United States. If you don't know anything about what I'm talking about, I'll put some links in the description if you are interested in it. If you're interested in massacres and the history of police violence and the rise of the narco-estado in Mexico, I'll send you some links, I guess. It's easy for me to say I find this fascinating because I don't live in Mexico. I'm not Mexican. I speak Spanish, but that's the extent of my relationship. Ideally, I'd like to get funding to go to Mexico and dig into the archives, but my professor, my advisor, she's a Mexicanist, and so she lived in San Miguel de Allende for like 10 years, and she was doing research on topics very similar because she focused on like urban studies in Latin America. So the PRI is like this ruling, they were the ruling government party they were the revolutionary party. So after the Mexican Revolution in I think like 1911, they ruled from then until 2000. Like, they dominated politics, and there was a lot of corruption that came about because of that, and now they're back in power because Enrique Peña Nieto. After they got out of power, there were a bunch of government documents in Mexico that were, like, declassified, and people could actually see all the shit that the PRI had been doing beforehand. And then suddenly, the PRI comes back into power and all this shit's being covered up again. And my professor said she would go to the archives and they would say, no existe, no existe. She's like, no, I have the card for the thing. She'd be like, no existe, you don't need to see that, you don't need that, it's none of your business, you don't need to find that. So, like, there's a lot of shit going on. That's what I've been doing in my spare time. I play video games to escape the harrowing reality of my life. I said this in another video, but if you haven't watched Ian's vlog, you should watch his vlog because it's really cute and he's a good little baby boy. He goes to my school and he's really funny and cool and fun, and we just hang out. We have like a little friend group and we hang out, so you should go support Ethan's channel because he's really funny and cool. I don't know, I just want to vent for a little bit because I'm feeling really excited that I have 11 subscribers now. I've been recording for 17 minutes. Okay, I need to stop. I need to be stopped. Thank you so much for watching.